Muli mga kababayan, maraming salamat. We would like to apologize for the technical glitch, but good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know I got a lot of text messages saying that Pia and I were talking and they couldn't hear what we were talking about. We would like to welcome you to Love Yourself TV, The Universe Speaks, and of course, our very special guest. As I said earlier, will always be a girl in my heart. One of the most beautiful women I've met in my life, and she's a friend, an ally, and a sister, of course, the one and the only Pia Wurzbach. Hi, Pia.
Hi, hello again. Take two. Hi, Tito Boy. Hi, everyone. Hello.
I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too, Tito
Tagal
Boy.
natin kasi hindi nakita eh.
I think mga 1 year na.
Ganon. So how are you doing? How
I'm
are
good.
you doing?
So yes, I'm good. I'm still at home. I'm getting used to my life at home now. Kayo, Tito Boy, how are you?
Ganun din. I'm staying home, and nung umpisa hindi ko akalain kakayanin ko because like you, Pia, I live outside. We work every day. We do shows. Hindi ko ma-imagine pero kinaya pala. We adjust, and then we learn to do things, and we learn to appreciate so many things that we used to not appreciate. Yung ganon.
Yeah.
Ikaw, what were your discoveries during this lockdown, this quarantine? I don't use it I don't want to say lockdown. Quarantine.
So quarantine has forced me to take a break because I'm used to working every day, even on Sundays, and even on days where I feel sick or just not 100%, nilalaban ko pa rin. I still go to work. So what's funny is just before the quarantine happened, I was almost at the verge of a burnout, like almost.
Oh.
And then this suddenly happened. So I'm thinking, I think this is the universe telling me to take a break. So now I'm used to it. The first few days were hard, the first few weeks, because I'm used to being around people all the time. And but I've gotten used to it now. I realized that as people were very adaptable. So pwede naman pala yung work gawin sa bahay, yung workout pwede rin naman palang sa bahay, and being connected with your friends and family can also do at home. So, sanay na rin, pero namimiss kong mag-work at namimiss ko yung mga tao. Namimiss ko sila.
That's true. I like your point about taking a few steps backward and getting a better view of life, what's happening outside, who you are, what's your purpose. Because it comes to a point in our life when we lose that. Ganda nung point mo na sinabi mong siguro, during the break, we ask a lot of questions. We discover a lot of things about ourselves. At kaya pala. Kaya. So I just wanted to raise this point because up to this very moment, I was talking to a doctor and we got to talk about what you call anticipatory grief. Alam mo yan, this is part of hindi pa nangyayari, Pia. Nako, what's happening? I don't want to go there because the virus might be there. Or I'm feeling a headache or masakit ang tiyan ko. I went through that phase.
Mm-hmm.
I went through that phase. And I asked my doctor and I said, what's wrong with me? Sabi niya, that's part of grief. And that's what you call anticipatory grief. Hindi pa nangyayari, you already suffer that kind of grief. So I said, how do you solve that? Sabi niya, identify 5 things in front of you. I have a chair, I have a mirror, etc. Celebrate the present. Because only by acknowledging the present will you be able to contend na hindi pa nangyayari yung sinasabi mong problema. Did you go through that kind of, overreacting to almost everything that you were feeling?
Oh yes, definitely. I disinfected everything. Talagang I was overthinking. I wore like so many layers of clothes, and I would slowly peel off those layers before I go to my room. Tapos ligo agad pag uwi. Yung ganong overthinking. And then the first few weeks actually during quarantine, I was suffering a lot of pain in my stomach, and I thought it was gastritis. Tapos I Googled that, and I thought it was COVID. It was just overthinking. Yung pala, I'm just lactose intolerant. All of a sudden, I'm lactose intolerant now. And then, but I went through that phase where I was just overthinking. I was scared of leaving my home, and yung mga maliliit na bagay iniisip ko malaki na.
Now, it's important that we hear it from you because hindi lamang tayo, people like Pia also went through it. I think it was part of the process. But anyway, Pia, we are celebrating the Pride Month. The LGBTQIA community is, or even the world, is celebrating the Pride Month. Um, uh, in the time of COVID, sa kalagitnaan pa talaga ng
Yeah.
COVID. And today, our show is called The Universe Speaks. In this celebration, what does the universe say?
I think the universe is telling us to press pause, is telling us to realign ourselves and really think, what are my priorities? What are the things most important to me? Do I make a big deal out of the little things? It forces us to go back to basics kasi nawala lahat eh. Nawala yung mga sasakyan, yung mga material things, nawala lahat sa atin. So now, what we're left with is ourselves, and now we're forced to face these important questions. So
Ganda.
I think that's what the universe is trying to tell us. Sino ka ba talaga, and what's really important to you?
In one line, the universe is trying to tell us to love yourself.
Yes, exactly. I like that.
I
Yes.
like that. Every time Oprah talks about it, that you have to have your cup full so that yung sobra daw, yung spillage, you can share it with others. Because if you're not overflowing with love, how can you share that with the world? Diba? So I love that, the universe. Pero people might ask, why the celebration? And why is it called Pride? Can you share with us what you know, Pia?
So, okay, I actually did a little bit of research about this morning kasi na-curious din ako. How did Pride Month start? Why is it in June? Why of all months the June siya? And then all I know is there was the Stonewall riots in 1969. That's all I remember. It started off like that, and then every year naging celebration na siya of Pride. So actually,
That's right.
what about you, Tito Boy? What do you think?
But you have the right story. It happened June 28th of 1969. The Stonewall Inn, ito yung convergence place ng the queers, the LGBTQIA community of New York. It was a safe place. Ito yung lugar na parang they could be who they were. Walang gagalaw, masaya lang, they could express themselves. Madaling araw ng June 28 of 1969, the brutal police Pia of New York attacked it. Ilumaban.
Okay.
It became bloody. Lumaban. Lumaban ang LGBTQ, wow, the valiant drag queens, the queers, the gays, the lesbians, nilabanan nila yung police. So many historians refer to the Stonewall riots as the official beginning of the LGBT rights movement. Kaya tama ka doon. Doon nag-umpisa yan. And then, the next year, which was 1970, nung 1970 ay nagkaroon ng, it wasn't a Pride March yet. It was called the Christopher Street Liberation Parade. It was called the Liberation Parade. And then, of course, dumating na sila Harvey Milk in San Francisco. He was called the mayor of Castro. And tuloy-tuloy na until it became the Pride March, not just in the US, but all around the world. Pride.
I like how it started from a tragic event, then that they somehow turned around and made into a celebration every year.
Tama. Right? That's right. And also people say pride, kasi di ba pag sinasabi natin pride, it's usually mayabang, you're supposed to be arrogant, conceited, it's an overestimation of who you are, proud, pride. And if you're religious, it's supposed to be one of the deadly sins. And I had a friend who said, boy, bakit tinatawag yung Pride Month? Ako naman, ang tingin ko dyan ay, ang pinanggagalingan kasi, for many, many, many centuries and decades, the LGBTQIA community was dehumanized. Alam mo, Pia, talagang dinehumanize eh. Kaya ang ginawa ng the people who were ahead of us, you know what happened was, pride now is sin in this sense, in the context of accomplishment, of achievement, that you achieved certain things. So I'm proud to have done this. This is where the pride and the Pride March is coming from. So meron pang mga pag-uusap niyan. Actually, many teachers and experts are still talking about the pride, but that is the pride. It's a consciousness that we are equals, that we have achieved, that we are working hard, that we're just like everybody else. That's where the pride word comes from, not from the yabang, not
Yeah,
from the
yeah, I love that. I love that.
yeah,
There's a like a positive like
yeah,
interpretation of the word. Because I get what you mean na parang it can so easily be misinterpreted as being, parang in your face, ito kami, 'di ba? Pero it's
right.
really not like that. It's a celebration.
It's a celebration. It's a celebration, and it's out of achievement, accomplishment, goodness, etc. Okay. You're familiar with a rainbow flag, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, the rainbow flag it started actually with 8 colors, seven, and then it became six. What's your favorite color?
Okay. I mean, my favorite color is blue. But sa pride flag, I can't pick one color because I feel like you
Right.
need all the colors to appreciate it as a whole. Parang
Yeah.
ganun ang tingin ko. So I can't
Parang
just
pag binawasan, hindi buo.
hindi buo pag binawasan talaga. Parang how can you appreciate the blue if the red wasn't there or green wasn't there? Like all of these colors are needed, and and that's what that flag is all about. So sa akin hindi ako makapili talaga ng isa, Tito Boy, kasi tingin ko lahat sila kailangan. Ikaw ba? What do you
Orange,
think?
kasi healing.
Orange.
Healing,
Oh,
it's
healing.
it stands for healing. Alam mo ba sa gate ko, I have two flags waving. I have LGBT flags outside my house.
Oh,
It's funny
nice.
because when people ask, saan ang bahay ni Boy Abunda? Yun, no? Yung LGBT house. I identify myself very strongly as part, I mean, proudly of this community. Saka yung flag na yan, Pia, ito kwentuhan lang naman, hindi nag-umpisa yan na flag. Actually, nag-umpisa na yan nung kapanahon na nila Harvey Milk, nung they were looking for a symbol.
Yeah.
What do we have? Prior to that, meron silang tinatawag na flag of the human races, yeah, of the races. Flag, yung mga flag of the races, of the human race. Alam mo ba, before the rainbow flag, we were using the pink triangle. The pink triangle because that was used by Hitler to mark, to stigmatize the gays. Tapos,
Really? I didn't
yes,
know this.
what they did was they also uh, changed it into something that was positive. They made it
Ang
pink,
galing, ah.
and it became the symbol prior to the flag. It became the symbol of the LGBT community, until of course Gilbert Baker, upon the encouragement of Harvey Milk, started to do the flag.
Oh, well,
Okay,
I like the flag. I like
I
the flag.
love it. I love it.
Mhm.
Diversity, many
Yeah.
colors, and I
Yeah.
like the movement because it flies, diba?
Yeah. Mhm.
Ganda.
It's perfect.
Okay, when they say Pia, people would say she's Miss Universe, she's March, she's a wonderful girl, but hindi mawawala yung babaeng bakla. Pag sinasabing si Pia Wurzbach ay babaeng bakla, how do you react?
I think it's a compliment. I mean, when I think babaeng bakla, I think fun, cool, masaya, pwede mong makibiruan, doesn't take anything too seriously. Alam mo yun, pwede mong dalhin kahit saan. Yun yung sa akin babaeng bakla, masaya.
Tama. Unafraid to
So,
express, confident,
yeah,
diba?
confident, like outspoken, unafraid to voice out her thoughts. Sa akin okay lang. I never see it as a parang an insult, ganyan.
As
Even
derogatory.
yeah, no way. Like even when of course may mga bashers dyan, 'di ba, sa Twitter, kung saan man, sa Facebook, sa social media. When people say that, ay, si Pia mukhang ganon. Like I don't even want to say it. That's how like sensitive I am with these things. Like I don't know. I do not get offended by it. Like it doesn't it doesn't hurt me at all. Like to me, parang hindi ako na-hurt diyan kasi sa akin gusto ko sila. Masaya silang kasama at gusto ko maging sila, no? I wanna belong. So I do not get I actually find it I find it
As a
sweet. Like
compliment.
I think
When
it's a
somebody says,
compliment. Yeah.
Pia mukhang bakla, yes, I am.
Ay, oo. Siguro dapat ganun ang i-reply ko.
What's the problem? Anyway, Pia, do you know to speak the gay lingo?
I've learned how to because of
Because I have a
shows.
confession to make, really. My partner Bong, ang galing-galing. Galing-galing. Si
Okay.
Bong,
Yeah,
ang
yeah.
galing. Ako talaga hindi ako natuto. I know very few words. You know the gay lingo I think better than I do.
Talaga? You really don't.
Totoo yun.
Oh,
Totoo yun. I'm so proudly gay, pero hindi ako natuto
this is so weird.
oo, you know, what do you know? Teach me.
Okay. Do you know the word eme?
Eme,
Eme.
of course I know, oo. But
Eme.
when I say it, it becomes even eme. Di ba? Parang so
Okay.
perform. Ano pa? Eme. Eme is
Um,
like parang, eme-eme.
parang, ang hirap, ano? Parang definition
Walang
ng eme.
translation eme. Basta, we know what it is. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we know. What about charot? Alam ko yun, Tito Boy.
Char.
Charot, eme,
Yeah.
or um,
Maklush.
conclusion. Ano
Okay.
pa ba? Ang dami kasi mga bad, mga bad. Or and actually, ngayon, now that I have to think of the words, ayaw lumabas, but
Totoo.
I hear it
That's true.
every day. I mean, amongst my friends, I use it too. I use it. I mean, even with my girlfriends, I use it. So it's so weird that you don't. I mean, well, you're
No, no,
a
no.
very intellectual person. So
Right. No, no, no. It has nothing to do with it. But hindi lang talaga siguro ako nabigyan ng pagkakataon na to get into it. I love the gay lingo. I love the gay lingo. I
yeah,
really
yeah, me
love it.
too.
Sabi nga ni Bong sa akin, aralin mo nga para, you know, we can just have our own language when we go someplace. My partner is uh is a lot better than I am when
Mhm.
it comes to the gay. Dapat, you know, magkita tayo and we
Kailangan
do
ng
nothing,
practice.
just speak the gay lingo. You have a lot of gay friends. You have a lot of gay friends. You have a lot of friends
Yeah,
with the LGBTQIA family community.
yeah.
To people who are not familiar, and I know there are not a lot of them, eavesdropping on this conversation, can you describe to us your friends? What is it like? What are they like? Your friends in the LGBTQIA family.
Oh, wow. They're like family to me, Tito Boy, because I live alone in the Philippines and my family's all the way in the UK. And so, nung nagsisimula ako sa showbiz, nagsisimula ako sa pageants, I'm around them all the time. And they became like my parents. So I was really guided by my mentors that were all part of the LGBT community. So, sila yung nag-guide sa akin, sila yung nagme-mentor sa akin, sila yung nabibigay sa akin ng mga totoong life na advice. So they're family to me. They're not just friends that I hang out with if I want to have a good time. They're real people that I get real good life advice, life lessons from.
Right.
So to me, they're family. Family.
What was it a time sa iyong paglalakbay in your journey, because you know you dealt with a lot of gay friends, mentors, etc. Na in love ka sa isang bakla?
You know, funny you asked that, Tito Boy. My
Oh,
first crush actually in grade school is now my sister.
wow.
Yeah. So
Really?
nakakatuwa. I don't know if
Did
he'll
you
like
talk
that I'm
about it? Him
mentioning his
being your
name.
crush? Did you talk about it?
Yeah, we joke about it all the time na parang, "Uy, do you remember nung gusto pa kita nun? Naalala mo yun?" Gano'n kami magbiruan. I mean, it's funny now because I saw the signs before but hindi pa kasi siya nag-out so naging crush ko siya, ganyan. And then ngayon, sisters na kami. So yeah.
Paano maging isang kaibigan si Pia?
Um, I'm very loyal. I'm a very loyal friend. So I can't say that I'm friends with like thousands and thousands of people because friendship to me is super like valuable. So pagka kinonsider kita as a friend, you have my loyalty, you have my trust. I will not doubt you unless you give me a reason to. Like talagang I'm a very loyal friend. That's one thing I can say.
Okay, if you're a loyal friend, do you expect, I will use a stronger word, do you demand your friends to be just as loyal as you are?
No, no, hindi. Kasi napansin ko sa sarili ko that when I'm upset with something or someone, I don't expect other people to be upset for me. Alam mo yon, hindi ganon. So,
Okay.
di ba may mga ganon, Tito Boy?
Oh.
Parang, kunyari, hindi ako okay sa, kunyari lang, sabihin natin, sa kapatid ko, kinuwento ko sa best friend ko, expect ko ngayon yung best friend ko na magalit na rin siya dun sa kapatid ko. Pero hindi ako ganon. I don't expect that kind of yung loyalty na parang pwedeng maging borderline toxic na or negative na. I understand that, ganun talaga.
No, thank you for saying that. Kasi, halimbawa, let's be very honest. You're in a circle of friends. Pia, halimbawa, you have A and B. A, galit ako. I would expect B, who is a common friend, to be more loyal to me because A did something bad to me.
Yeah.
I'm not also like that. I'm not.
Yeah, me too.
My affairs with A are mine and mine alone. But if you want to talk to A, I mean, as a friend, I'm fine.
Yeah, and if you want to talk to me, you can also, parang be sure that I will not betray your trust. And if you talk to me, that stays with just the two of us and it won't go anywhere else. So that's my kind of loyalty.
Are you difficult? Are you easy to forgive?
Oh, I'm easy to forgive, but I don't forget right away.
Okay.
So it takes a while for me to forget how a person made me feel at a certain time, at a certain point. Parang I guess it's just the way I am, or maybe because of my childhood experiences, or maybe because I was living alone and was the breadwinner of my family. It forced me to be more cautious with people. Pero ako, it takes me a while. And I'm also very generous. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Generous to a fault, actually. I give and give and give so much of myself and my time and just things to other people. That's the kind of friend I am. Loyal, generous. Yeah.
No, that's true. Generosity to a fault. When you look back and you connect the dots and you say, what happened? What did I do?
Yeah.
But the ideal concept kasi of forgiving, I had a friend who told me, alam mo boy, when you forgive, eventually you must learn to forget so that you don't carry that baggage. Pero ang hirap talaga, no? Because forgiving is, for a lot of us, like I just heard this from you, forgiving is the first stage to eventually forgetting.
Yeah, it is.
Ang hirap na yung immediate, hindi.
Yeah.
And you keep on learning from, because when people say, do you have regrets, Pia, in life?
Wala pa. And I hope not to have any. Wala pa. Wala pa naman. Wala pa akong memory na gusto kong balikan at palitan. Wala pa naman. I hope never to have.
Me naman, I was asked that a couple of days ago. Do you have regrets? And I said yes. Sabi ko, I regretted probably, using your word, trusting someone that I thought was trustworthy.
Oh, yeah.
I regretted loving someone. But I don't drown in that regret. I leave that behind and I move forward.
Yeah.
Hindi alam ko ba't ko nasabi, because in my previous interviews, I would always say, no, I don't regret anything. Di ba? Sabi ko talaga, oo nga, I regretted loving, I regretted trusting. But ang mahirap lang is, to be caught in that situation.
So I think, Tito Boy, we associate the word regret as something negative. No, parang regret na maybe you did something wrong. But what if you did too much of a good thing? That can also be bad.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. I guess when you think about regret, you gotta not just think of your bad decisions, but also maybe the good decisions that you thought were good at that time.
Because you're not the only actor in that particular situation. It's not just about you. There is the other who abused, who hurt. There are a lot of things there. Okay. No, I just wanted to find out, Pia, do you have a favorite LGBT song?
Oh, yes, I have a lot, actually. I have a playlist, Tito Boy. I have a workout playlist that's all disco and pride theme songs. My favorite right now would have to be I Will Survive.
Oh.
You know that song? At first I was afraid. I was petrified. Kasi bagay eh.
That's yung note. First I was afraid, I was petrified. Okay, yeah, lovely.
Kasi bagay siya sa panahon natin ngayon. I will survive this, all of this. And bagay din siya syempre sa LGBT month, sa Pride month kasi um it's a journey, you know, like the LGBT community, they go through this journey to this process of self-discovery. And
Right.
that song I feel like is very fitting.
And it's I like the disco thing.
Yeah, diba? It's so
Panahon eh.
fun.
First out of the rain, I was better right and then the beautiful song.
Yeah,
Who sang
kept
that
thinking I
originally?
could never live without you by my side.
On my side. Who
But
sang
then I
that?
spent
I've
sino ba
spent so many nights.
thinking how you did me wrong and I grew strong. I learned how to get along. And so you're back from outer space. I just kept, man, that look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key with. If I had known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. So go now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now because you're not welcome anymore. Oy, memorize ko siya.
That's power. That's empowered.
Yeah,
That's an
no, the
empowered
lyrics are
woman
so good. You know
talking
what,
there.
Tito Boy, the lyrics, pasok din siya sa mga may pinagdadaanan sa mga heartbreak, di ba?
Tama. Tama. Uh, is that indicative of your emotional state now? No, that's a joke.
No, it's not.
Just
No.
a song, okay?
Wait, what about you, Tito Boy? Do you have a pride song?
I'm coming out.
Nice.
Diba? I love that song. The
Yeah.
great Rihanna Ross, di ba? At napag-usapan na rin lang natin ang coming out. That's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. You're somebody that people trust, Pia, as a friend. I know this. You know, I don't know what it is about you, but even me as a friend, I don't see you every day, but I am comfortable to tell you things that I wouldn't be comfortable telling others because you have my trust.
Oh, thank you.
So, ikaw ba may karanasan ka na one of your friends, a lesbian friend or a gay friend, has come to you to actually come out?
Um, wala pang lumalapit sa akin, Tito Boy. Although, matutuwa ako pag meron, it would be an honor for me.
Yeah.
If somebody came to me and told me na, Pia, gusto kong mag-out, like, what should I do? Ako, to me, because that's very personal. That's very personal. And for a person to trust you and to be able to tell you is a big step. So, ako, if wala pang lumalapit sa akin, but if anybody does, I would be really honored because, you know, I want to be part of that journey. I mean, and I'm thankful for it because this journey, it's transformative and it's a beautiful journey. So, pagka tinanong ka, syempre, ako, sa akin, honor yun. Honor yun.
You know, your general thoughts on coming out, Pia. What would you want to share with us?
Okay. So, I feel like it's not just, coming out is not just saying, oh, hey, everybody, this is my, you know, this is what I identify, this is my orientation. No, it's not that. To me, it's it's that, yes, of course, it's also that, but it's a process of self-discovery, of knowing yourself. Yung binubuo mo muna yung sarili mo. It's a process of self-love and acceptance. And nasa timing mo rin yan eh, when you're ready. I can't say that it should be in a year's time, you'll know, or you should be done by 2 years, or bakit yung mga kaibigan mo, nakapag-out na sila, ikaw hindi pa. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It's, depende sa'yo yan when you're ready. But to me, coming out is, it's a journey, it's a process. Sometimes it takes a lifetime. It's a process of self-discovery, of learning about yourself, learning to love yourself. And if I ever get asked by someone for advice, I would be so honored to be part of that journey.
You know, I just wanted to say, Pia, that sometimes it takes a lifetime, sometimes it doesn't happen at all. Kasi, para sa akin yung konsepto ng coming out is, tama ka, it's a very personal process. It's a journey. And it's a choice for people who are given the choice. But why do people stay in the closet? Because they are pressured. They are pressured to stay there. They are pressured by humiliation, by embarrassment, by punishment, by being disparaged, by being derogated, by being diminished, by many people, by families, by society. So some people decide to stay in the closet. And ako personal ko lang ito, I have total respect for people who decide to stay in there because they cannot take the cruelty that comes with coming out. Because some people would say, oy, magladlad ka na, as if it is the easiest thing to do. If a
Yeah.
person chooses to stay inside, ay, merong dahilan yun.
Mm.
Di ba? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
It's not easy. It's never easy. It's never easy. And I'm looking forward to the day when, when people would be kinder, families would be kinder, communities would be kinder, so that we are given the chance to live the life that we deserve and to act the way we should and
Yeah.
to be who we are.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
I
not
think,
easy for all.
Tito Boy, I think that's why we have celebrations like this. That's why we have
Yeah.
Pride Month, And I think just my wish, but the wish of everyone in the LGBTQ community, is that mawala na yung takot na yan. So then nobody has to live through their whole life trying to hide who they really are. Because I will never, parang, wala kasi ako sa sitwasyon na yun, so I will probably never fully understand. But I consider myself as a very empathetic person. So, in some way, kaya ko siyang i-imagine to some degree. And I don't want anyone to go through that. I don't want anyone to go through that. That's
Thank you.
why we celebrate this. That's why we keep talking about it. That's why we have these conversations.
Yeah, and we do not stop conversing. We do not stop talking about it. And we need people like you. We need allies like, Pia Words Back. And that brings us to, being an LGBTQIA ally. Can you elaborate? I mean, to people again listening to us, Pia, ano ba ang LGBTQIA ally? Anong ibig sabihin nun?
Okay, so to my understanding, an ally is somebody not necessarily parang gay din siya, lesbian din siya, hindi siya ganon. It's somebody who's a friend and a family combined.
Wonderful.
It's a person that is accepting of the LGBTQIA community, accepting of their concerns. They offer a safe space for these people, for such as coming out, for comfort, acceptance, for love. It's somebody who parang wala, kasi I don't want people to think na paano ba maging ally, sa sign up ba ako, pasok ba ako sa isang community center, may website ba yan, like no, like if you have friends in the LGBTQ community, if you have if you know anyone, if you're a friend, you're already an ally.
I love that's a start. That's a beginning.
That's the beginning. You're already an ally. So
like that. Who's a friend? A friend is somebody who knows the person.
Yes.
The friend knows the other person's struggles. The friend understands. So umpisa yun. That's how it is. Ang ano kasi, may resistance ang iba doon sa mga allies because there are people or companies in other countries, for example, who become allies to the LGBTQIA community because of economic interests. Because we want to be able to promote, lalo na sa abroad, Pia, marami yun eh. But ako, I encourage people to be friends, to get to know us better. As we get to know you better too. Diba? So we can have a happier world.
I think one way to really inspire is to become kind of like a role model in your community of being open and welcoming to the LGBT community. I mean, to be accepting of they are. Kasi pagka nakikita ng mga ibang tao, ikaw, kung paano ka sa kanila, ano yan eh, may ripple effect yan, di ba? And it really starts with how you are with your friends, how you are with your loved ones, how you are at home. And then that slowly grows. So if you think that I'm just one person and what kind of difference can I make, parang you're really underestimating the kind of power of influence you have. You don't have to be a beauty queen. You don't have to be an influencer. Kahit sino nanonood nito ngayon, you have that power of making that change.
What is the best thing about being an ally? What is the best thing about being an LGBTQIA ally, Pia?
Oh, there's so many lessons that I learned from the LGBTQ community. They're family to me. The best lesson is that
the most important lesson you learned.
I think the most and I know this might sound like a cliche pageant answer, pero ito na matanggapin ko lahat. Tanggapin ko to be accepting of everyone. And it doesn't just limit, parang yung lessons na natutunan ko sa LGBT community doesn't just stay within that community. Now I'm accepting of I've always been naman, but I'm accepting of everything, of everyone, of all races, of all genders, of everyone from different walks of life. And then to just be accepting and not have any parang judgments of people and pre-assumptions of people. I think yun yung pinakamalaking lesson na natutunan ko. It opened my eyes to the world and to everybody who lives in it. And everybody's equally important. Everybody deserves love. That's
Not
that.
hate.
Sorry.
Not hate.
Oh, not hate. Of course not. No, like I don't even want to say the word because to me it should not exist.
Negative. Yeah.
It should not exist. I don't even. But when I think LGBT, I don't. It's not there. It's not there, and it shouldn't be there. It should be a thing of the past. Let's move forward for a more inclusive and flourishing society for everyone, for all.
Alam mo, Pia, when you talk about being accepting to all, pumapasok dyan yung respect for diversity, yung respect for the idea, not the idea, the truth that each one of us is different.
Mm-hmm.
The problem begins when you impose yourself to the other. You know, and when you say, I have become, Tito Boy, more accepting, not just of the LGBT community, but of the world,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's actually respecting everyone,
Yeah.
that everyone is different from one another, but tied together. We're tied together by certain strong commonalities like
Yeah.
love of family, love,
Mm.
devotion to God, etc.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we have a tendency to actually emphasize our differences more than our commonalities.
Yeah.
That was really inspiring what you said, and to respect that there is strength and beauty in diversity.
Yeah.
That you don't have to be like me for this world to be a better place. That all you have to do is to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And yourself is good, diba?
I mean, let's just look at the flag na lang, di ba? It's different colors, but then together it looks so beautiful. So, I mean, I feel like one of the lessons that it really taught me is like what you said, magkakaiba tayo.
Yes.
But then,
and it's okay.
We're all the same at the same time. It's because I really believe in inclusivity also. So like what you said, magkakaiba tayo, pero
magkakaiba tayo, PM. Let me continue that. Magkakaiba tayo, but we have so much in common. We love our parents. We want a peaceful world. We don't like violence. We want everybody to have enough food in their tables.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We want a quiet world. We want a just world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't want hatred. You don't even want to say the word. So magkakaiba tayo, and by being different from each other makes us stronger.
Yeah.
It really makes us a lot stronger. Pareho mo, I also don't understand why there's so much hatred. Pia, as a person also, I'd like to share this with you. I look at the world, I look at people, because of what you said nga na, you know, I'm more accepting. Wala ka talagang panghuhusga. You don't judge. Because you have no right to judge. You know, you just look at them, they're friends, they're people, they have rights just like you do.
Yeah.
That's why the flag symbolizes diversity. Ganda nga eh. What is your most powerful message? As we celebrate the LGBTQIA Pride Month, what is your most important message to the world, or to the universe rather?
I think one of the most important messages
right now, yes. About the LGBTQIA community.
Well, there's really so many things. But if I could choose what to say to the LGBT community, we're a family, and you're not alone. And I don't want them. I don't want the anybody from the community to feel like they're alone, or they feel like they're the odd one out, or they're out of place. I want them to feel like they belong. I want them to feel like they're amongst us, amongst everyone.
To have a family, yes.
Yeah, to have a family.
Well, what is your message to the world outside of the LGBTQIA community?
Oh my gosh, panahon na. 2020 na, panahon na, hindi na, para sa akin talaga, Tito Boy, hindi na nakaka-frustrate dito ako nagiging frustrated that that homophobia still exists, that there's still people who make little jokes about being gay. Like, um, I don't like that. You know, even within my friends or within my family, I don't like hearing jokes kahit na walang naman na makakarinig. Hindi and for anybody who's watching this right now, be mindful of those little jokes or those little things na kahit sabihin mo, uy, kaming dalawa lang naman ng best friend ko, wala namang makakarinig. Best friend mo yan, dapat nga tinuturuan mo siya. Or kapatid mo yan, dapat ikaw yung nagtuturo sa kanya. So parang, just because people don't hear, you know, it's those moments where you have to be the ally, and you have to work as the ally, and you have to educate other people. So these little things that you do, these little changes can make a positive impact, no. So I don't know why I suddenly went there. My thought just
Thank
suddenly
you.
went there.
It means a lot to us. Thank you very much for saying that, because what you do when no one is watching is what you do when people are watching. So that means a lot. I mean, when you went to that situation where you're just with your brother, friend, whatever, the little words, because they matter.
Yeah, they
The little
matter.
things that you say resonate, they hurt, they inspire, they motivate. Thank
Mhm.
you for saying that, Pia. Totoo yun.
Yeah.
Kasi sometimes homophobia, bigotry, do not come from sometimes do not come from people who do not understand. I mean, you still have I have experiences of let's say family members calling LGBT people in the family not with their names, but bakla, paabot nga dyan ng ano, oy,
Oh, yung ganun.
tomboy, paano nga dyan? Not knowing that they have names. You know, it starts
Yeah.
there. It starts
Mm.
there.
I'm very sensitive to these things. Like
Thank
I
you.
hear
Thank you for
that
saying
right
that.
away. Even like little jokes on TV or yung mga or kahit sa personal wala namang social media or wala namang nagre-record. Pagka naririnig ko na ano ko nagigising ako na parang mali yun. 2020 na, hindi na dapat
Thank you.
ganyan.
Oh,
So
thank you.
so I guess that's also something that I want people to know, anybody watching this right now, be mindful of those moments, those little moments where you could have done something. Hindi naman kasi kailangan nakapost sa social media para masabi natin we're making a change towards the community, right? It's those little moments you have with your friends and your family, and how or anyone, or how you educate other people on respect and acceptance.
Thank you. And this is also to acknowledge that we've come a long way. I think more people today in 2020 understand understand the language, are more respectful, are more interested to get to know us, are more educated, are more compassionate. Mas marami na ngayon. I mean, as opposed to, let's say, many, many years ago. And we also say thank you. We also say thank you. Tama ka, Pia, every time you say, let's continue the conversation. Let's continue the conversation. There's nothing weird about us. Yung mga stereotypes na sakit, na nakakahawa, ano pa ba yun? Madami yan. When you're gay, you're supposed to be mahina, you're supposed to be, all these stereotypes.
Yeah.
We are trying to break all these stereotypes. These are not real. And thank you for listening. Thank you for participating in conversations like this one. Diba? Importante yun eh. Thank you for being very sensitive. Nagre-react ka agad pag nakakarinig ka ng ganyan?
Oo, naririnig ko agad at parang this is where I become very passionate, because I'm very passionate about the things that I care about. And then if something is going on in front of me that I don't like or I think is unfair, that's when I
Immediate
react.
reaction.
Oh, instant yung reaction ko. And minsan nga, magagalit pa ako. Magagalit pa ako, which I think shouldn't be naman. Pero tingin ko sa mga maliliit na bagay na gano'n, we forget We forget kasi
Right.
tingin natin dapat magpakabait lang tayo pag may mga nakatingin. Pero
Correct.
hindi gano'n.
That's the life of an ally. We would also like to acknowledge people eavesdropping in this conversation. Mula po Malaysia, from Singapore, CD of Cagayan de Oro, Mindanao, and Visayas. They're all watching, listening to Ms. Pia words back. Thank you for being part of this conversation. Maraming salamat. I want to go into another thing, Pia, because when was that? A couple years ago, Ms. Universe started to accept trans women into the contest. So how do you react to the line, trans women are women? Your thoughts?
Well, trans women are women. And nasa kanila kasi yung power to say parang how they identify themselves or para yun kung ano yung gender nila, yung gender identity nila. It's not up to us. We can't say no kasi ang nakikita ko ganito ka so eto ka. Parang hindi yun eh. That's siya yun. That's he she's that person. So
She's the only one who has the power to identify herself.
yeah. So sila lang yung may power din na makakapagsabi kung ano sila. So it's really not up to us to dictate that.
So
And
you were immediately okay, fine with the idea of Miss Universe accepting trans women into the contest.
yes, because I read the Miss Universe contract when I became Miss Universe. So binasa ko siya at nakita ko, ito yung mga nakita ko na agad before the trans women joining pageants issue topic ever started, right? So nakita ko pa lang siya and nakita ko na hindi naman pala kailangan natural born woman kasi hindi nakalagay yun. Sa Bini-Bini nakalagay yun. Pero sa Miss Universe, hindi. So, and then I asked Paula, sabi ko, so, she doesn't have to be a natural born woman. Then Paula said, no. So parang, so matagal ko nang alam to, nung 2016 pa lang. So in my head, pwede naman pala. But then nobody started it yet. Nobody started it yet until 2017.
Until Canada.
Yeah,
right?
it was Spain.
Spain.
Oh, Spain? Right. Yeah, she was the first trans woman to join. So it wasn't
but there was a Canadian who joined the national contest. Remember, she just didn't win and was not able to join the Miss Universe. If I remember correctly, I can be wrong also. It was Spain who first sent to the Miss Universe. Okay.
Yes. So I always knew that it was allowed. And my take on this kasi, I understand. A lot of fans are like, hindi dapat kasi mga babae lang ganyan. Pero sa akin kasi, kung yung organizers nga pumapayag, sila na nga yung may-ari ng Miss Universe, yung organization mismo pumapayag sila, bakit tayo magre-reklamo?
Anong problema mo?
Diba? Sila na po, parang kahit anong ingay pagawin natin, sila pa rin yung masusunod, sila yung boss. And they accept, so we should accept.
Kung merong isang trans woman na sa palagay mo mas maganda sa'yo, sino yon?
Maganda si Kevin Balot.
Maganda, no?
Maganda siya. Sinustok ko siya. Sinustok ko siya. I don't know. Kasi I don't want to make a mistake kasi baka mamaya hindi pala nila ina-identify yung sarili nila as trans woman. Baka magkamali ako. Pero there's really so many beautiful women out there. And I get so excited to meet them. I love meeting them.
Kevin is really beautiful, Pia. Kevin is really beautiful.
Oh yeah, Kevin's really beautiful. But then, speaking about trans women in general, I did a trip to Thailand and Indonesia last year. Oh no, this year. And then we focused a lot on trans women. Parang yun yung naging focus ng UNAIDS for this year. Yung mga karapatan nila at yung place nila dapat in society. So I spoke to so many of them and natatouch ako dun sa kwento ng iba, parang nakaka-hurt, parang unfair, na nadadala talaga ako. Yung iba naman sobrang inspiring kasi despite everything that they've been through, despite them coming from a province that's so conservative that, that where they feel like they didn't belong, somehow nakilala ko sila. Somehow fate brought us together and now I'm meeting them and talking to them and now they're teaching me. It's amazing. It's really amazing.
It's an amazing experience when you learn from people, diba?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Best thing about it. And you say, wow. And you become richer. You leave the place and you say, wow, I know a lot more. May nagsasabi lagi na when you travel, as you prepare to go home, you're actually a better person because of the things that you learned, not because you were taught, but you lived that particular moment, for a number of days, a number of months, or whatever.
That's why I may not be able to really understand fully what the kind of challenges that they go through. But hearing and just keep listening to their stories and just keep listening and keep learning, then you will understand.
Okay. I know we don't have much time, but napakaingay ng mundo ngayon because of the controversy that J.K. Rowling, the author, is involved in. Maybe mamaya pwedeng you've heard about it, Pia.
I mean, I didn't read I know it's on Twitter, right? It's a long tweet. I didn't read all of it, and hindi ko siya actually masyadong binasa. But I
Okay.
hopefully yung ma-clarify yung issue na yun, because she is a very well celebrated
Of
author, and she wrote Harry Potter. So, but for me, trans women are women. Let's just remember that
Thank you
she,
for saying that.
yeah. And I admire her as an author, but with regards to her tweets, I haven't read it, so I don't know what I think of that yet. Ikaw, what about you, Tito
Well,
Boy?
very briefly, she's now called a TERF, a trans exclusionary radical feminist. Nag-umpisahan Pia kasi, mabilisan lamang po ito, sa isang opinion page article yata that called women people who menstruate. And then she reacted to that, and then she tweeted a post that went, if sex is not real, then same-sex relationships are not real. And then she started to talk about the rights of biological women. And then hell broke loose. And then a couple of days ago, she posted a long explanation of where she was coming from. She raised a couple of points. One, ang mga causes daw niya have something to do with women and children. She talked about safeguarding and education. She talked about freedom of speech. She talked about gender dysphoria, misogyny. She talked about having come from a violent marriage. Ako naman, I appreciated her trying to reach out to the community, trying to explain the context.
Yeah.
But ako hindi ako kasi pikon sa ganun eh. We've been fighting this battle for a long time to know that not everybody agrees. I'm a fan of the work of Miss J.K. Rowling, but she's a wordsmith. She knows how to phrase lines. Ang ayoko lang, nasaan ka ba talaga? Because she also in that tweet said that she understands the struggle of the LGBTQIA community, of the trans women, etc. Madam, all you have to say is, where are you in the context of trans women? That's why I said thank you, Pia, for saying it, because she still adheres to the fact that biological women are not given the rights that they deserve, etc. Trans women are women. If you can't say that, then just be clear about it.
Yeah.
So she's getting a lot of backlash because she says this, yet she doesn't. Okay, so that's basically the story of J.K. Rowling, and the actors of Harry Potter are up against her opinion. We can disagree, but we don't have to hate each other. I'm not changing my opinion about her work, but I certainly disagree vehemently and passionately against what she believes in insofar as trans women are concerned.
Yeah.
Doon kami hindi nagkakasundo. Para ko naman siyang kaibigan. Pero sana'y tumigil na siya ng konti doon sa kanyang discourse na mas lalong nakakalito.
Yeah.
And we need to discuss and to understand one another. Importante na nag-uusap tayo. I mean, it's important. I like that when you said, continue the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I that's why I don't hate it when people like
Disagree.
her, disagree and come up with, kasi how I think of it, it makes me think. Now it makes me think of my opinion, of my conclusion of things. It makes my stand even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So parang I don't parang di ko naman siya sinashun away, pero I welcome other opinions because I want to learn, and I also want to make my stand stronger.
That makes you richer as a person.
Yeah.
When you have an opinion and when you listen to diverse opinions, you realize where you're coming from. Ito ang aking opinion. This is where he is, she is, etc. Okay.
Yeah.
This is where I will move towards. Ang ganda ng marami kang napapakinggan. But we are at this point now, Pia, when we can entertain questions from our viewers. And here's the first question from Paul Junio. Paul, thank you for being part of this conversation. Now, Pia, the question is, have you ever considered joining a Pride March?
Well, I joined a AIDS walk in New York a couple of years ago, but the Pride March I feel like is different doon, and I think ibang month din kasi ginagawa yun, so hindi pa. But I would love to.
Look forward.
I'm looking forward to it. When everything goes back to normal. Gusto ko kasi ma-experience yung tunay, Tito Boy. Hindi yung magkakalayo tayo, social distancing.
That's
Gusto
true.
ko yung tunay na, alam mo yun, yung
You can hug, you can
celebration.
dance, you can, you know. Okay, here's another question from Raybert Domingo. Pia, if magdra-drag ka, anong magiging drag performance mo? This is interesting.
Nagawa ko na to. Well, hindi pa ako nagda-drag na makeup, pero for the Pianatics Christmas party kasi, Tito Boy, every year we do it during Christmas. So this is a annual like celebration of, you know, the Pianatics. I invite everyone. Last year we did it in O-Bar. Tapos disco yung theme namin. Parang pose.
Okay.
Ganon. So I came out in this parang in this one-piece glittery outfit with a wig. Tapos during my dance, nag-opening dance ako. Sa opening dance ko, hinila kong ganun yung wig. Tapos may wig pa akong isa sa ilalim na blonde.
Okay.
Sobrang saya. Ang saya-saya talaga. Like, I had so much fun. Like, I really wanted to do it there because you know, the first time, okay, kwento ko lang very quick, no? The first time I ever watched,
we're listening.
Sa O-Bar, ganyan. First time ako manood, I was so fascinated by it. I was so drawn to it. And I was almost like, nainggit ako, gusto kong tumayo. Gusto ko din tumayo dyan. Ganun yung feeling ko, na gusto ko rin mag-perform. So sabi ko, I'm gonna make that happen sa Pianatics Christmas party because that will be my excuse.
You will be performing.
I will be performing. So I was able to live it for a few minutes. So it was a lot of fun. I love it.
Okay. Here's another question from Kurt Silvano. Kurt, thank you for being with us. What do you feel being considered a gay icon like Melanie Marquez and, of course, si Tito Boy? Thank you. How do you feel being a gay icon, Pia?
You know, when I think kasi gay icon, I think Madonna, she's like a gay icon, or Lady Gaga. And yun, of course, sila, Miss Melanie Marquez. Na hindi ako makapaniwala. Parang I feel like I still have a long way to go to be considered a gay icon. But I do appreciate it. I'm very grateful that people consider me as a gay icon. Thank you. Although I still feel like I have a lot of work to do.
You are, Pia. I mean, that comes from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all the things that you do for the LGBTQIA community and for the world. Really, thank you. Thank you for your good heart. And right now, because of that good heart and because of being a gay icon, we would like to show you what are some video messages from you. You talked about the Pianatics. Panoorin ho natin ito. Are you ready? Here they are.
Hi, hola. I am Violan Potenciano from LGBT Mujer, Zamboanga City. I started to follow Queen Pia when she won Miss Universe 2015. From that on, I got inspired because of her advocacy through HIV and AIDS, because that's our advocacy here in Zamboanga City. My message to her to please continue to support us, encourage us, all the LGBT nationwide.
Hi, my name is Pia Rose Baez. I started following Pia way back 2014. She was competing in Binibining Pilipinas pa. Hanggang sa nag-compete siya sa Miss Universe at binigyan niya ako ng hope na para ayusin yung buhay ko, at yun, so binigyan niya ako ng inspiration para maging volunteer sa isang community-based organization na sinasalihan ko ngayon. At nagpapasalamat ako sa kanya kasi sobrang dami niyang binigay na mensahe para sa LGBT. Naging isa siyang boses para sa ating mga LGBT member, at lahat ng LGBT member dito sa Pilipinas ay humahanga sa kanya. Naging matapang siya, naging matalino, at higit sa lahat pinaglaban niya ang LGBT rights. At binigyan niya ng pansin ang advocacy ng HIV and AIDS. Dahil doon, nakasali ako sa isang community-based organization at naging advocate na rin ako tulad ng sa kanya. Marami rin ako natulungan. Ang mensahe ko lang kay Pia is, Queen P, thank you so much. Naging boses ka para sa aming mga LGBT member. Binigyan mo kami ng importansya binigyan mo kami ng pansin, at higit sa lahat, marami kang natulungan na sa ating mga LGBT member, at naitaguyod mo ang advokasiyang HIV and AIDS hanggang sa marami na ang tumutulong dito. Maraming salamat, Quinty. Sana ipagpatuloy pa rin natin to at hanggang sa huli, tayo pa rin na magkakasama. Thank you, Quinty. Love you. God bless always. Stay safe.
Thank you to the Pianatics. Pia, what would you want to tell the Pianatics?
Natutouch ako. Tito Boy, I'm very, like, I really appreciate them. They've been with me for a long time now, and they're still with me even though I passed my crown already 4 years ago. Maraming salamat. Dito ko sobrang natatouch, Tito Boy, sa mga kwento na ganito, yung kasi
Are you inspired, no, and how you motivated them?
Because the thing is, like, they say all these things to me, pero hindi nila alam yung nakikita ko at yung mga naririnig kong mga kwento. Mas maganda yung mga naririnig ko at mga nakikita ko. Sobrang na-appreciate ko talaga sila. And I really mean it. Like, they're like family to me. Because I'm the type of person, Tito Boy, I get a lot of my strength from the people around me. So when I get feedback like this, or, you know, videos or comments like this from the Pianatics or my supporters, I really appreciate it, and it really reminds me of what I do even up to now. Family ko sila, and dito ko sobrang nagkakaroon ng lakas. As in, dito nang gagaling talaga. Dito sa kanila, sa mga, yung kahit hindi ko sila kilala, yung magme-message sila sa akin. Guys, minsan, madalas nababasa ko naman yan kahit di ako nakakapag-reply. Yung mga messages nyo sa akin na nakapag nagkaroon kayo ng lakas ng loob, na nag-volunteer kayo, or nalaman nyo siguro na meron kayong HIV, pero ngayon nagpapagaling na kayo. Alam mo yung parang sa lahat ng mga kwento nila, doon ako na-inspire. So, naiiyak nga ako habang pinapakinggan ko yung video na nagpa-play. Maraming salamat talaga. Sobrang thank you. And I will continue to be your ally as long as I live.
Yeah, thank you. You know, I wanted to say thank you also, Pia, because I was talking to a friend and I said, why are you such a big fan of Pia? Ang una niyang dahilan, kasi daw, remember when you joined the contest many times until you won, hindi marunong sumurrender. Sabi ko nga naman, how encouraging was that and how inspiring was that? Pangalawa, I was really surprised, Pia, when he said, you know, I'm such a big fan because she doesn't present herself as someone who's perfect. Totoo yun. Wala kasing ilusyon na perfect ka. You know, and I didn't realize that it has touched so many people in very special ways. You never present yourself as someone flawless. Totoo yun. Sabi ko, oo nga. You know, when she doesn't know anything, she asks. And, you know, she listens. And you're also quick to say, I'm sorry. If, you know, you know what I'm saying? And then number 3, you have that loyalty. You're very loyal because when you were starting, nandiyan na yung Pianatics, and you've always been devoted to them. And I know how you behave when no one is watching to people who believe in you. And that matters a lot. Maraming salamat, Ms. Pia. I'm going to ask you about your message. Pero alam mo, nagtataka ko, Love Yourself Television, nobody asked about the love life of Pia Wurtzbach. Thank you.
Oo nga, no?
Diba? I mean, you know, how I think, ganito na lang ang tanong. Pia, aside from the Pianatics, your family, if I were to open your heart, anong pangalan ang nakasulat doon?
Jeremy. Pero
I have no further questions. Okay?
Jeremy Johnsy, yun na po. Yun naman ang gusto nilang marinig. Bigay na natin.
Yeah, yan ang gusto nila. You know, I almost met
natin.
Pia. This is a very, very quick story. I almost met him a few years ago when he was coming to the Philippines and he was collaborating with the DOT. Hindi lang natuloy yung meeting namin.
Ay, talaga
Yes,
ba?
many years ago.
But, he knows you, Tito Boy. Kasi napag-usapan ka na namin, actually.
You know, I want to meet him because I know of him and a lot of good things because we have common friends. And I'm just, Hindi mo lang alam kung paano ako nagtatalon, and I was so happy when I learned.
Oh, really? Thank you so much.
Really, I was just so happy for you because he's such a nice guy, and he does so many good things for the world. Thank you, Jeremy, if you're watching.
Thank you.
Really, thank you. Okay.
Let him know. And kilala ka niya, Tito Boy.
Yeah, let's get together, Pia. Let's get together. Let's do, dinner one time. But what is your message? What is your final message to the world, to the LGBTQIA community as we celebrate the Pride Month, Pia?
Okay, first of all, I want to say thank you to you, Tito Boy, because you're the one who introduced me to love yourself. Remember when I texted, kasi dati kasi guys, merong parang company or sa US na gusto mag-donate ng certain amount sa Philippines. So naghahanap ako, and then I asked Tito Boy, meron ka bang kilala? Kanino kaya ako pwedeng mag-donate? And then I learned about Love Yourself. So that's how my relationship with Love Yourself started, is because of you. You introduced me to this family. So maraming salamat. At Love Yourself, I found family. So thank you for that. And my message to everyone, to the LGBT community, let's keep on celebrating. Let's keep on loving each other. Let's keep on celebrating. I know we're in the time of COVID, and but still, the celebration must go on. And sana hindi lang this month, hindi lang sa Pride Month, sana every day of the year, at hindi lang sa 2020. So sa mga susunod na taon pa, sana our conversations in the next coming years can be about celebration instead of about us still having to fight for basic rights that we should have. I hope to have those conversations in the future. But until then, let's keep on talking about what's important to us. Let's keep on fighting for the rights of everybody. Let's keep on celebrating each other and accepting each other. Para naman sa mga allies natin dyan na nanonood ngayon, if you're wondering, how do I become an ally? Am I even an ally? I mean, the fact that you're watching this right now, you already are. You already are. So just spread the word. Be our spokesperson. Spread the word. Join us. We're welcoming of everybody. And yeah, let's just keep celebrating. It's Pride Month after all. This is a time for celebration. To the members of this community, continue to accept and love yourself for who you are, because you are loved, complete, and whole.
Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, Pia. Alam niyo po mga kaibigan, in 1970, when the Christopher Lee Street Freedom Parade, Christopher Lee is an actor. I'm sorry. Christopher Street Freedom Parade happened. The chant was, say it clear, say it loud, gay is good, gay is proud. I still say it today. Sa lahat po ng nakinig, nanood, maraming salamat for your time. Tama si Pia. That's the beginning of friendship. Let's continue the conversation. And Pia, you know how much I love you. I love you. I love all that you are and all that you do. For others, for the community, and for the world. Maraming salamat. And to love yourself, I love the line, because that's our message to all. Love yourself. Our message for all who care to listen. Love yourself, be kind, and make your nanays proud.
Oh, I love that, Tito. I was waiting for that.
Make your nanays proud. This is Boy Abunda with Pia Words Back saying, mabuhay po kayong lahat, mabuhay po ang LGBTQIA community, mabuhay po ang Pride Month. Maraming salamat.